Hey guys, this is Mycket with One Kingdom, back to do some more live attacks. I'm going to see what I end up with here and just deal with it on the fly. Right now I am SH12, which allows me an extra kingdom portal, which helps a little bit, but you can usually, if you're not quite at that yet, you can usually be able to get a light boost or something to be able to get the same effect. But going to take a look at this one. It looks like I have an SH12 and a pretty compartmentalized base. It has two of these right up at the top, and just taking a quick look at the conduit is high enough that it's not easy to just jump in, not that I would want to. The temptation on this one, of course, is to try and hit it from the top. But then not that much mana up there. You could get fried by these guys very soon by the Cursed Touch Tower and the Flame Bolt, which is a powerful combination if you hit the two of them together, because this one makes it so your paladins can't heal, and this one then gives you a high burst of damage very quickly. You can see this one's held out over there. I think I'm going to switch this over to one of two. I tend to use Death. Ancients against that. Brandr is going to be my favorite right now. I happen to have the bonus tube of 3, so that's going to make it easy because I don't need to get that much mana before I can be able to use the ability. I'm going to switch this over because it's not going to help really all that much to have a mana hunter in there, which can be useful when you're attacking with Jow or something that you can be able to get to it, but this is going to be able to take those mana hunters down quickly. Although, just as a side note, if you really wanted to be able to use mana hunters on this, let's say there weren't these towers here and you wanted to gather up a lot, but you didn't want this to take down the mana hunters, one thing you can do is just stick down your dragon within range of that and let it basically tank for your mana hunters for a little bit until all your other troops can come in and take it down, and then you either put your mana hunters in or over on this side where it's not shooting them or something like that. So there's different possibilities. I'm going to go with Brandr on this one though. Should be pretty straightforward if I go through this, and shouldn't have to use a boost. I am going to have to stick this down a little sooner. I got them in range on that one side. I wasn't meaning to quite yet, but it should be okay. I'm going to have to try and cover these guys real quickly here. And then that one goes down. Just marching through here. When they get to right about here, I'm going to end up using this ability as soon as I can get. I'm going to use the second ability there as soon as I can get within range of some of these defenses here. And then I'm going to take my dragon, throw it over the top there, and it re-heals it, or replenishes the dragon. Take this, put it back over the side there. Not that I need it right there, but I wanted to do a pass across there anyways. And I'll just kind of speed this up a little, sticking down these once in a while just to kind of keep it moving, but this is a foregone conclusion. Pretty easy. What was easy about that one, by the way, was I was able to get down this first ability there quickly enough that it basically protects against both of those, the Flame Bolt and the Cursed Tower, and because it does that, those have no effect on it. You can just keep marching forward. Whereas if you use like a Foreveil or something like that, or maybe a Siku would be a good choice too. I don't have Siku, but if you used a Foreveil, it would reduce a lot of the damage, but you'd still be taking a lot of damage. So that was a good choice for that. Let's do another one here. See what we get. It's a fair amount of gold here. And I get a relic chest if I get it. Okay, now this one's a little trickier. We've got here is a SH13, and you've got these 4 different spell towers there. So obviously Brandr's not going to be a good choice for that. So what I usually do with this is I probably look at trying to hit it with a Jowl, and then if I'm trying to figure out how to sneak in from the backside. This one's not a good one to sneak in from the backside. You could do it. You'd have to sacrifice some soldiers, take out all these, and then you could probably get in there with some archers, but you're going to lose a lot of your troops, and then these are going to make it really tough for you to be able to get in there. And if they don't have these on the backside, by the way, once in a while you can throw a ton of mana hunters in there and take it down. I'm going to go with Jowl on this one. Now there's 2 ways I like to hit with Jowl, and I'm not exactly an expert with Jowl. I'm good with it. I've been using him a lot lately. But the two main ways that I use it is either I attack from the top. I tend to use mana hunters and throw one in there. I wasn't the first to come up with that, but it works out pretty well. I either attack from the top and then have my guys kind of spread a little and then take out some of the top ones, and they eventually work their way in the middle. But the whole time I'm taking the scorching heat and just freezing these towers or whatever. I'm not freezing with heat, obviously, but I'm shutting them down. And then your guys will eventually make it up through the middle. I don't like that option in this case because you've got that right there. And you have this down there, but it doesn't really reach to a lot of those, and you don't have one at all on this side. So that Skywatcher which is deadly to the mana hunters, and the mana hunters are important for Jal because you've got to have a ton of the mana to be able to make this work. So I'm going to go with this, and I'm going to attack from this right side. Now the way I like to do it is take a look at what I want to shut down first. These two I'm going to shut down first, and depending on how my troops march through, I'll either just keep shutting these down, and so I'm just doing shutdowns as I go across there, or if I get enough mana quickly enough, I might just take these out altogether by throwing the Darkened Skies on top of it. The trick of that is you got to get the timing just right as well. All right, so let's just get going here. I'm going to throw down some of these, and then I'm going to throw down those mana hunters right away. Now, just for kicks, once this engages up here, I'm going to throw that there. All right, and now I got to shut these down so that I don't get fired at here. See, those mana hunters are still going to town and getting some additional things there. Now I got to kind of watch this a little bit because I'm not getting the mana quite as quick as I had hoped. So because of that, I might have to shut one of these down again. So what I can do is I can kind of have my hand over it. I don't remember which one I use because I'm talking at the same time. But whichever one then pops up first, that one right there, I can then shut it down, and I can shut that one down. Now I got hit from the Curse Tower from the other side, which if I get one more mana, I can shut that down. Now the only one left to hit me is the Freeze. Now most of my guys went around, so that was not very nice of them to do that. So I'm going to shut down that Freeze. Now these towers are both gone, so all I have to do is just, these guys in the middle are getting kind of trashed here, which is too bad, but I have a ton of guys around the outside, so I'm not too worried about it. All right, I'm going to use the Darkened Skies. It's going to take out that one, and I was just a little late on the one, but it's going to go down just from raw power. Now, while I'm not paying attention here, I'm going to lose my dragon if I'm not careful, so I'm going to try and throw him over here somewhere, get rid of him. Go ahead and drop the Darkened Skies there again. Now, as these guys are all rushing in there, I got plenty of firepower. Those guys decided they wanted to go the quickest way by going through the too thick wall for some reason, which happens. All right. So anyways, that was not exactly what I'd call a pretty attack, but I don't mind putting it out there because even on a non-pretty attack, as long as you kind of keep after it, sometimes it can come through. What wasn't pretty about that? I probably didn't funnel my guys as well. They went around the top too much. Honestly, if I do that like 5 times, sometimes they'll funnel, sometimes they won't. I probably could have been more intentional about funneling them. Just for kicks, let me do one more. Yeah, I got to get through this first here. Okay, terribly exciting. Okay, let's do one more here. Okay. All right, now this one's a trickier one. I got another SH13, but they've got it's a kind of a semicircle base. This is kind of interesting because it's a bow tie base in the middle there, but it also has, that's not tie bow, that's bow tie. It also has a ring around it, so I am going to have to funnel them a little bit. Now, one thing that makes this a little more palatable is it does not have a Zilla. It actually has the poison spell tower, which does not bother me much, and it has two freeze towers at the top there. Now that will be a harsh one on the freeze towers. But I'm actually going to try and pull this off with a Foreveil here, because then that makes the top ones I'm immune to these top ones with whatever I use for this first spell, and then this will take significantly lower damage. So I'm going to try that out. It shouldn't be that bad of a funnel if I come straight from the top. So I'm going to get rid of my, I think what I'll do is I'll bring in my paladins and soldiers, 2 pal, 3 soul, and 1 warden there. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take in some and try and take this out, and have them meet in the middle. I'll probably lose a few troops going around the outside, but that's okay. I'm going to start with, I think I'll just start with this right there and start with that right there. Oops, I didn't take that out as fast as I'd hoped. All right, so I didn't do a very good job there, but okay, I'm starting to get these guys frozen here, but I'm not too worried about that because the freeze isn't going to do too much to me. I just got to keep these guys covered here for damage wise. Now, because I didn't get them quickly to the center, I didn't get them. Now, another thing that I've done before that works pretty well is you take your dragon and throw it across there. If you do it at the right time, they'll just kind of soften it up a little bit, just enough to be able to get in there through the middle. I did a little soon because my dragon wasn't there. And the other thing that the dragon can do, if you're not talking at the same time and trying to do everything, it can pay attention a little bit more, is that if you do it at just the right time, your dragon can actually take the hit from those that fire from the flame bolt tower or a freeze or curse, anything like that, and the dragon's not going to take nearly as much damage and can do pretty well. So I love Foreveil. Foreveil is one of the best solutions unless they're throwing a curse and a flame bolt on you, and then I usually use Brandr for that. So pretty straightforward on the funnel, other than I messed it up a little, but conceptually of how you go about doing it. So Foreveil can get a lot of work done if you have those freeze towers out there. So anyways, hopefully this was helpful. Again, this is Mycket with One Kingdom. Make sure that you like and subscribe and keep ahead of your rivals.